pending work. I hope so. So once we meet in college, and sometimes from now, I may ask you to send all the documents to me. Okay, so keep them all ready. I think you are unable to upload the very recent assignment because in their settings were such that date was fixed in there and you were not allowed to upload beyond that date. So I think if even if you try, you could not upload that. But important is you keep everything ready. Okay, anytime randomly I may ask for uh, reviewing all the assignments from now onwards. Okay, so this is going to be the end of November. By the end of November, all these assignment verifications will be done. Okay. I'll just randomly select 5 people and ask them to send all the assignments because I have lost all the assignments. Whatever you have sent me, in WhatsApp group, in WhatsApp, before this puja assignment, there were 3 more or 2 more assignments. All those who had sent me in WhatsApp, I have lost all of them. So I'll randomly select say 5 students today and 5 students tomorrow. Like that, I will select, and you will have to send all the assignments done till date in one PDF. Scan it with an app which turns the documents into PDF, and you will send me in one PDF. Then I'll check. I'll finish those 5 copy checking, and then again I will ask for 5 more copies. Like that, I have planned to finish off the checking part. Okay, so all of you be ready with all the first 2 or 3 were not assignments, they were creation of note. So those 3 things and the uh, puja assignment. Puja assignment was an assignment. Okay, so you keep everything ready. Randomly, I'll ask for submissions. Okay, now now see, I started with law of diminishing marginal returns. I taught it for one day and then I stopped taking the classes. I had assigned you with offline activity. So see, now again we will try to understand what is law of diminishing marginal returns, and after that we will move ahead with all the curves. There will be many short run and long run curves in this concept, okay, that we will have to go through. So first let us understand the law of diminishing marginal returns is also referred to as the law of diminishing returns. Now in different books you will find different names. All means the same thing. What are the different names that you can find? They can be law of diminishing returns, the principle of diminishing marginal productivity, then law of variable proportions. These are the common names for the same concept called law of diminishing marginal returns. Okay. Now, what is it all about? This law affirms that the addition of a larger amount of one factor of production inevitably yields decreased per unit incremental returns. What it says, see, there in this concept of diminishing marginal returns, there is a relationship between the factor of production, rather only one factor of production, and its impact on the returns, rather incremental returns. What the concept is, say you are changing only one factor of production. Say you are changing the inclusion of workers in your factory. These are the factor of production that day. Before going on to this break, I was discussing what could be the factors of production. So workers can also be one of the factor of production. What are the factor of production actually? These are the materials, these are the things, these are the factors that are included for the entire production process. Okay, it can be anything related to the production, starting from the human beings to non-human materials. It can be the factors, anything that is required for the production of that particular product that is going on in that production unit. Okay, so if you are changing only one factor of production, keeping all other constant, then what will happen? Inevitably, that means or on a gradual process, what you will find that when you are increasing that factor of production, this was resulting in incremental returns. But as you are going on increasing that one factor of production, this is inevitably yielding decreased per unit incremental returns. That means now the returns are not increasing at the pace in which it was increasing beforehand when you started to increase the factor of production. Let us discuss this in detail. The law does not imply that the additional unit decreases total production, which is known as negative returns. However, this is commonly the result. Okay. Now this law says that this additional unit that of factor of the production that you are incorporating in the production process, this does not the law does not imply that this additional unit is going to decrease the total production, which is known as the negative returns. It is not going to decrease the total production. However, this is going to be the common result. Why this happens? Because, see, I'll show you another link. Here you will find an elaborate discussion on this. Why this may actually happens. Just a minute. Yes. Yes. There is an example. We will discuss that, but just read out these lines, okay? I'll give you proper formulation of notes, but I'm showing you these links because they have quite good explanation of this concept. Understanding the concept is more important than mugging up the notes. So notes we can easily form. I'll give you, don't worry. But we will understand the concept first. So in this link, what it says, the law of diminishing marginal product is, this is also known as diminishing marginal product. Okay, productivity means the same thing. The law of diminishing marginal product is the economic concept that shows increasing one production variable while keeping everything else the same will initially increase overall production, but will generate less returns the more that variable is increased. Okay, in terms of returns, you will see that the returns are gradually decreasing. Although at the initial stage, you will see that when you are increasing one factor of production, keeping all the others same, this is resulting in overall production increase. But gradually this will generate less returns. If you keep on increasing that factor of production, gradually this will result in less returns, or you can say the returns is going to decrease. In other words, increasing one factor of production while keeping everything else the same will not be productive past a certain point. This is something like first a curve increasing, then a curve decreasing. This will be something like that. First it will go on increasing, but reaching at a certain point, you will see that it is no longer increasing. It means what? It means the returns. It means the overall returns that you are generating on per unit basis. Depending on the production number of units that you're producing, depending on that, the per unit returns is not increasing as it was increasing at the beginning. Now, what does this law of diminishing marginal product mean? This affects all businesses that use inputs to create an output. Think software, manufacturing, and service companies. Everything in every companies nowadays, the three things that are vital for any firm that are operating in the market, they are manufacturing. They can be manufacturing units, service companies, and also software developing companies. Because these days the almost 40% of the market has been digitalized, and for that software development unit are also important. So this law of diminishing marginal product is applicable in all these three fields. Think about software, manufacturing, and service companies. This phenomenon means that a company cannot just use the maximum labor or machinery that it can afford, because that will not be efficient. What does it indicate? It indicates that suppose you are having a good affordable power, you can incorporate more number of labor, more number of machinery, more number of unique raw materials you can afford. But it is not that you can go on incorporating the factors of production as per your wish, because it is not going to be effective in the long run. In order to be cost efficient as possible, a producer needs to know the diminishing marginal product starts to affect their business. So in order to be quite efficient, what a producer needs to know, a producer needs to understand clearly when this diminishing marginal productivity point starts, when this effect of diminishing marginal product begins to happen within the business. Okay, let us look at an example. Alice is the COO of a large manufacturing company, Chief Operational Officer. Okay, so Alice is the Chief Operational Officer of a large manufacturing company that creates bottles using only machinery. Okay, so we are talking about a manufacturing company that is indulged in creation of, or it manufactures bottles, and it uses only machinery for manufacturing the bottles. Her company is creating a new plant, and Alice has to decide the ideal number of machines for their production goals. So what is happening in the company? The company is all set to start on a new plant, and Alice is being the COO. She has to decide the exact number of machines for their production goals. That means whatever they have the mission of production, whatever they have decided to produce, and she has been assigned with the charge of identifying or deciding on the ideal number of machines that is going to be required. She keeps a detailed record of which machines she will buy and how they are going to affect the production. However, one day she notices something weird. Production has actually been going down while she has added machinery. Now, how could this be? See, what has happened is she was going on increasing the machines, and she was keeping a detailed record that of which machine she will buy, which machine she will use to increase the number of production. But one day it was going well. It was going as per her plan. She was going on increasing the number of machines, and the production number of units was also increasing. But one day she has noticed something weird. She has noticed that the production has actually been going down while she was adding the machinery. So at some time she found that the production has actually been going down. How this could happen? She looks through her record and sees the following. Now she went through the record. Now she has to evaluate how this can happen. So she started going through the record and sees the following. What does she see? The first machine added 20 bottles. See, read these lines properly, okay? When she added the first machine, it helped in producing 20 more bottles than it was producing when the machine was not there. So the first machine, when it was installed, it started to produce 20 bottles. The second machine added 13 more bottles. When the second machine was installed, it added 13 more bottles. And the third machine added 6 bottles. For a total production of how many bottles? Total is coming to be 39 bottles. However, now it was going well till the installation of the third machine. 39 bottles were produced. However, when the fourth and the fifth machines were added, total production dropped to 38 bottles and then 31 bottles respectively. Okay, so when the fourth and the fifth machines were added, she was not going through the details exactly, and she went on adding the fifth machine. But surprisingly, she found that on adding the fourth and the fifth machine, the production dropped. It was 39 with the third machine, but when the fourth machine was installed, it dropped to 38 bottles, and when the fifth machine was added, it dropped to 31 bottles. She looks out to the factory floor and sees that some machines are not using any materials and are idle because there are few people to service all of the machines. See, this is a practical scenario that will occur. If you go on increasing the machines, there has to be someone to start on the machine, to feed the inputs to the machines. It will be required. Now, keeping all the other things constant, she was not increasing the number of people or number of workers. She was just going on increasing the number of machines. So what happened? The machine was set idle within the factory because there were no people to service all the machines, and that was the reason why the production got decreased. This is a practical phenomenon. There is no mathematics in it. There is no science in it. This is a practical, normal phenomena. Even if you go on increasing the number of people, but you are keeping all the other factors constant, you are not increasing the machines, but you are going on increasing the number of people, then what will happen? There will be reverse case. There will be people sitting idle because there will be ample number of people handling the present machineries. But if you are not increasing the number of machineries, there will be people sitting idle. Here in this example, the reverse case has happened. Since the machines numbers got increased, but there were too few people to service all the machines, that's why gradually the production got decreased. This decrease in production from each additional or marginal machine shows that there is an optimal number of machines in the production process. If there are too few machines, things will run slowly. If there are too many machines, the factory will run out of space or time to service them, and production will run equally as slowly. Instead of filling the new plant with extra machines, Alice should look into hiring more workers or building a bigger facility to increase the production. So understood, this is a very easy concept. This is coming from the practical happenings within a factory. If you go on increasing the number of machines, that is one factor of production, but other factors you are not changing. You are not increasing the number of people. Then, and also say you are not also increasing the area of production. Then what will happen? At a point you will see the machines sitting idle, or they have been dumped outside the factory because of lack of space. So that will gradually bring the law of diminishing marginal productivity. Is it clear to everyone? Please tell me. Is it clear? Or is there any doubt? Please unmute and tell me. If you understand the concept, then tomorrow I will show you the graphs. How will it look in the short run, in the long run? All those things will be there. Okay, this effect has a variability in the short run, long run, all those things will be there. But first you will have to understand the concept very easily, very, very practically you will have to understand the concept. Only then you can move ahead with the creation of graphs and all that. So I cannot hear anyone saying whether yes ma'am clear or no ma'am not clear. Anything I wanted to hear from you. Is it clear to everyone? Am I audible? Am I on? Oh my God. Yeah, I'm audible. Okay, yes miss, yes ma'am. Okay, fine. Okay, you're writing in the chat box. All right. Sometimes I would love to hear your voices also. So you can unmute and tell me also. It's not that I will scold you if you unmute. Okay, let me take the attendance. You all will unmute and respond now, okay? Yes, respond please. Abhay Sharma, Aditya,
Yes, ma'am.
Al Alsaba,
Yes, ma'am.
Aman, Goel,
Yes, ma'am.
Aman Sharma, Ananta,
Present, ma'am.
Angela,
Present, ma'am.
Anish, Anisha Singhal,
Present, ma'am.
Ankit Kithania, Anmol,
Yes,
Anmol
ma'am.
Lama,
Present, ma'am.
Bhavesh, Bikash, Vishwadeep, Charu,
Present, ma'am.
Chirag, Deepika, Girish, Himani,
Present, ma'am.
Jaya, Kashish, Meghna, Mehul, Parveen,
Present, ma'am.
Muskan Agarwal, 21. First is 21, Muskan Agarwal 59. Neha, Nikhil, Nishita, Nupur,
Present, ma'am.
Piyush, Pragati, Prageshwar, Prashant, Pratham, Preeti, Poonam,
Yes, ma'am.
Ronak, Ravi, Riyant, Riya, Rohan, Ronak, Sahil, Shama, Srishti,
Yes, ma'am.
Sneha, Saurav,
Pre- Present, ma'am.
Srishti, Srishti, Suhana,
Yes, ma'am.
Sujit,
Present, ma'am.
Subnit, Swati,
Present, miss.
Swayam, Tanya, Yash, Yashika, Shreya.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
All right
ma'am,
then.
Saurabh
Yeah.
Sarkar is present. Miss Saurabh
What?
Sarkar is present. Saurabh
Saurav
Sarkar is
Sarkar.
present, not Agarwal. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Wait. Where is Saurav Sarkar? Those who are done, you can leave and join the next class. Okay, Saurav. Anything more? Anything else? I'll just check the chat box and then we'll submit. Rest of you can leave, those who have done. Okay, fine. Thank you. See you tomorrow.